Most people start their mornings on autopilot. Eyes half open, scrolling a screen, chasing time, feeling behind before the day even begins. But what if you could shift everything? Your mood, your mindset, and your energy just by saying a few powerful words to yourself. There is a growing body of research in neuroscience and psychology that confirms something ancient traditions have known for centuries. The words you speak to yourself each morning shape your thoughts, your choices, and even your biology. Positive self-talk is not just motivational fluff. It has been shown to reduce stress hormones, increase focus, and boost emotional resilience. Even elite athletes and Navy SEALs use affirmations to sharpen performance under pressure. And yet most people never consciously direct the first thoughts of their day. In this video, you are going to learn 12 powerful phrases that can completely rewire how you show up each morning. Each one is carefully chosen, not vague, not cheesy, but specific and rooted in psychological principles that work. These are not just affirmations, they are activators. And when you say them daily with intention, they start to change the way your brain filters reality. You become more focused, more grounded, more capable. Some of these statements may sound simple, but their power lies in repetition and feeling. For example, studies from Carnegie Mellon University show that affirming core personal values before stressful tasks improves problem-solving performance by over 30%. Another lesser-known fact, certain phrases can activate areas of the brain related to reward habit formation and self-control, leading to better decisions throughout the day. So why should you stay with this video until the end? Because you are going to discover not only which phrases to say, but why they work. You will also learn how to use them correctly, because just repeating words without emotional connection will not help you. There is a right way to do this, and we will guide you through it. We will also share a few common mistakes people make when trying affirmations and how you can avoid them to get real results. If you have ever felt like your mornings are rushed, chaotic, or disconnected, this video could be the small change that creates a major shift. Stick with us, because by the end, you will have a simple morning ritual that takes less than 2 minutes, but can impact the next 16 hours of your life. Welcome to Zenith Mind, where we share timeless wisdom backed by science to help you align your thoughts, actions, and energy. You are ready to take control of your mornings and build a mindset that works for you, not against you. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. New videos drop weekly, and each one is designed to elevate your inner game. Science shows that affirmations can actually reshape your brain. This is not just a motivational saying, it is supported by real neuroscience. Functional MRI scans have revealed that when people engage in self-affirmation practices, specific areas of the brain linked to decision-making and emotional regulation become more active. In particular, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, an area responsible for evaluating personal relevance and guiding future behavior, lights up during affirmation. That means when you tell yourself something positive and meaningful, your brain does not just hear it passively, it processes that information as important and begins to align your behavior with it. These findings are not isolated. In studies where participants were asked to affirm personal values before facing a stressful task, researchers saw improved performance and more balanced emotional responses. People who practiced affirmations were more likely to stay calm, think clearly, and make better decisions under pressure. In one workplace-focused experiment, employees who engaged in brief morning affirmations reported higher levels of focus, fewer emotional outbursts, and even improved collaboration with coworkers over time. What is fascinating is that affirmations appear to reduce the brain's threat response. In high-pressure situations, the brain often reacts by triggering cortisol and adrenaline, which can cloud judgment and increase anxiety. But when self-affirmation is practiced regularly, studies have shown that the amygdala, the brain's alarm center, becomes less reactive. This suggests that affirmations may help build long-term emotional resilience, not just temporary motivation. One lesser-known detail is that affirmations do more than improve mood, they also help establish identity. When you repeatedly tell yourself that you are focused, capable, or calm, your brain starts to integrate those traits into your self-image. Over time, that identity becomes stronger and more consistent, making it easier to stick to habits, resist distractions, and stay confident in challenging moments. This is especially useful in environments where performance matters, like schools, high-stress jobs, or public speaking. Researchers have even found that students who used brief affirmation rituals before exams showed increased activity in brain regions tied to self-processing and achieved higher scores, particularly among those who typically experienced test anxiety. In other words, affirmations help close the gap between potential and performance. They strengthen the mental muscle needed to stay focused when things get chaotic. And this is not only for people dealing with anxiety or fear. Even high achievers use them as a tool to reinforce clarity, purpose, and self-discipline each day. On a deeper level, affirmation practice seems to activate the brain's reward circuitry. When people affirm things they value or strive toward, dopamine release increases slightly, similar to what happens when we set a goal and take action toward it. This tiny chemical boost helps lock in the behavior, creating a feedback loop between words, emotion, and motivation. The most effective affirmations are personal, emotionally charged, and repeated regularly. When that happens, the brain treats the words not as fluff, but as instruction. The more you repeat them with emotion, the more your subconscious begins to filter your daily experience through that lens, helping you notice opportunities, respond more calmly, and strengthen your sense of self. Let us go through 12 powerful phrases you can say each morning, each one carrying a unique psychological benefit. These are more than just nice words, they shape how your brain filters reality and how you carry yourself throughout the day. I am in control today. This phrase helps establish focus and personal agency. By reminding yourself that you have power over your attitude, responses, and attention, you set a tone of intention rather than reaction. Studies show that a sense of control is one of the strongest predictors of psychological well-being. When you believe you have influence over your day, you are more likely to make clear decisions and stay on track. I am worthy of good things. This simple statement reinforces self-worth. Many people operate from a subconscious belief that they are not enough or do not deserve happiness. This thought, repeated daily, helps interrupt that inner critic. It aligns with findings in cognitive behavioral therapy that self-compassion improves emotional resilience and reduces depressive thinking. I am growing stronger every day. A phrase like this builds a mindset of progress. It focuses attention on growth, not perfection. Psychologists call this a growth mindset, a belief that abilities and character are not fixed but can be developed through effort. Over time, this way of thinking encourages persistence and long-term motivation, especially during challenges. I bring calm into chaos. This affirmation supports emotional regulation. It reminds you that you do not have to absorb external stress or let the environment dictate your mood. Research on emotional intelligence highlights how people with high self-awareness and self-regulation manage pressure better. And this phrase anchors that practice in your identity. I attract positive energy. While it may sound abstract, this phrase has psychological weight. Our minds are wired to seek confirmation of our beliefs, a process called confirmation bias. If you affirm that positivity is near, your brain naturally begins scanning for supportive evidence, kind gestures, opportunities, uplifting conversations. It shifts your awareness. I learn from every challenge. This phrase builds cognitive flexibility. Instead of seeing problems as threats, you begin to see them as teachers. This is a trait often found in resilient individuals. When people consistently reframe difficulties into learning moments, they adapt faster and recover from setbacks with more strength. I choose happiness. A reminder that your emotional state is not just the result of events, but also of choices. It reinforces autonomy. Saying this helps weaken the link between external circumstances and internal peace. Researchers have found that deliberate gratitude and positive focus can significantly impact mood, even when nothing outwardly changes. I am confident in my choices. This affirms trust in yourself. Decision fatigue and self-doubt are common sources of mental stress, especially when you second-guess yourself. This phrase reminds your subconscious that you are capable of sound judgment. Over time, it helps reduce hesitation and builds decisiveness. I deserve rest and balance. This challenges hustle culture and honors the value of restoration. It supports both mental and physical health. Saying this every day helps rewire beliefs that equate worth with constant productivity. You begin to honor boundaries, which is essential for sustainable success. I am creative and resourceful. This activates a problem-solving mindset. Even if you do not feel creative, affirming it primes your brain to access new ideas and solutions. Research shows that labeling yourself in positive terms, even before you fully believe it, can boost actual performance in that area. I make a difference. This phrase gives you purpose. It pulls your focus beyond personal gain and reminds you that your actions ripple outward. People who feel they contribute to something meaningful often report higher levels of satisfaction and motivation. This is not about grand gestures, it is about daily influence. Today will be a good day, a powerful statement backed by what Dr. Daniel Amen calls the brain priming effect. When you start the day expecting good, your brain becomes more alert to positive stimuli and opportunities. It is a subtle yet powerful shift in perception that can influence every interaction you have. The way you speak affirmations matters just as much as the words themselves. Saying them out loud engages both the speaking and hearing parts of your brain, reinforcing the message more deeply. When you hear your own voice affirming something positive, it adds a layer of credibility and personal connection. This creates a loop where your brain processes the affirmation not just as thought but as sensory experience. Speaking aloud also adds a level of presence and accountability. You are not just thinking something fleeting, you are declaring it with intention. For those who prefer silence, repeating affirmations internally can still be powerful. Whispering them in your mind with full attention allows your thoughts to take on a gentle authority. It is not about volume, it is about sincerity. The key is that you are not rushing through a list of words like a task to check off. You are building a new narrative for how you see yourself and the world around you. Feeling each sentence as you say it is where the shift begins. Words without emotion fall flat. But when you pause, breathe, and allow the meaning of each phrase to sink in, something changes. You are no longer just reciting, you are connecting. Neuroscience shows that emotional involvement enhances memory formation. So when you say, "I am in control today," and truly feel what that means in your chest, it becomes more than a phrase. It becomes a belief taking root. Repeating the affirmations slowly helps you stay grounded. It gives your brain time to process and reflect, rather than skim past the meaning. There is no benefit to rushing. Affirmations are not a race, they are a ritual. Slowing down each phrase helps interrupt the typical noise of the mind and invites clarity. It also creates space for visualization, which enhances the impact. When you say, "I choose happiness," and pause, you allow an image or sensation to rise with the words. That is where transformation begins to unfold. Mornings are the ideal time for this practice. Right after waking, your mind is in a state known as theta, a calm, suggestible brainwave that is more open to new input. The subconscious is more accessible in those first moments before the full speed of the day takes over. This is why affirmations spoken early in the day tend to have more influence. You are setting the tone for everything that follows. By speaking your truth before distractions begin, you claim your energy before the world pulls it in every direction. Repeating affirmations daily builds consistency, and consistency is what teaches your mind to trust what you say. If you say something once, your brain may dismiss it, but when you speak it each day, especially in the same tone and with the same conviction, your inner narrative begins to shift. Over time, the repetition forms neural pathways that reinforce the belief. This is not about chanting empty words. It is about creating a daily space where your mind and body align with a message of strength, peace, and focus. It is a conversation with your deeper self, a conversation that shapes how you live, act, and think throughout the day. Pairing affirmations with simple physical actions can make them far more effective. Taking a deep breath before you begin helps settle your nervous system and create a space of focus. When you breathe deeply, your body shifts from a reactive state to a calm, centered one. This sends a signal to your brain that you are safe, present, and ready to engage with intention.
Adding just a few slow inhales and exhales before or during your affirmations can increase the emotional depth of the words you are saying. Looking in the mirror while repeating your affirmations adds another layer of impact. When you look directly into your own eyes, the words begin to feel more personal and real. It becomes a moment of connection with yourself, something many people go days without experiencing. There is power in saying, "I am worthy of good things," while looking at your reflection. You are not speaking into empty space, you are speaking to the person who needs to hear it the most. Over time, this mirror practice helps reduce self-judgment and increase self-recognition. The brain starts to associate the face in the mirror with strength, calm, and capability. Some people find that affirmations become even more powerful when combined with movement. Taking a short walk, even for just a minute or two, while repeating your chosen phrases, can link the affirmation to your body. When your body is in motion, your brain becomes more alert and responsive. Walking also helps loosen mental tension, allowing the words to sink in more easily. As you walk, you might say softly or internally, "I am confident in my choices," and feel that confidence growing with each step. The rhythm of your movement acts like a metronome for your mind, keeping your thoughts steady and focused. This practice does not need to take long. Even 20 seconds of focused, emotionally charged affirmation can begin to shift your mindset. Researchers have observed measurable changes in stress levels and mental clarity after very short periods of intentional self-talk. The brain responds quickly to new input when that input is clear, consistent, and emotionally anchored. You do not need a perfect environment or a long meditation session. What matters is presence. Creating a small ritual around your affirmations helps signal to your mind that this moment matters. Whether it is standing still with your hand on your chest, walking slowly under the morning sky, or simply taking a deep breath while looking in the mirror, these tiny physical anchors enhance the emotional and neurological impact of the words. They ground the affirmation in your lived experience. The more senses you engage, the more deeply your mind receives the message. Repetition, feeling, and physical presence combine to form a powerful routine. The structure does not have to be complex, but it should be intentional. In just a few seconds, you can remind your mind who you are, what you value, and how you want to move through the day. Affirmations only work when they carry emotional weight. If you repeat words without any belief or connection, they remain hollow. The brain responds to sincerity, not slogan. Saying "I am confident" while feeling uncertain and disconnected can actually create more internal conflict rather than healing it. It is not about forcing yourself to feel something you do not believe. It is about meeting yourself where you are and choosing words that resonate with your current reality or your vision of growth. When belief feels out of reach, shifting the phrasing to future tense can be a more honest and effective path. For those struggling with self-doubt or low self-esteem, saying "I am enough" may feel like a lie, but changing it to "I am learning to see my worth" or "I will become more confident with each day" creates a bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The brain can accept future-based language more easily because it does not require instant proof. It allows for growth, possibility, and patience. This approach helps prevent cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort that happens when you say one thing but feel another. Affirmations should not feel like pressure. They should feel like encouragement. Instead of aiming for perfection, aim for alignment. If your current state is fragile, let the words reflect hope rather than certainty. Phrases like "I will handle today with more calm than yesterday," or "I will keep showing up for myself" can still shift your mindset without triggering resistance. Another way to deepen belief is to attach each affirmation to a memory or intention. For example, if you say "I am strong," think of a moment where you showed strength, even in a small way. If you say "I will grow through this challenge," picture what that growth might look like in real life. This helps the brain connect the words with experience, which reinforces the neural pathways associated with the affirmation. Tone of voice also matters. Speaking your affirmations with a soft, grounded tone makes them feel more true than rushing through them. Your nervous system picks up on your vocal energy. A slow, warm tone can soothe your internal dialogue and reduce stress signals. If saying something out loud feels awkward or fake, it is a sign to adjust the wording until it fits your emotional state. There is no perfect script, only what feels real to you. You can also modify affirmations to make them more supportive. Instead of saying "I am fearless," which might feel unreachable, you could say "I will face fear with more courage today." This does not deny your emotions, it honors them while pointing towards strength. It is a compassionate form of self-talk that helps build confidence gradually, without pressure. Belief builds through consistency. The more you say something with even a small degree of emotional connection, the more familiar it becomes. Over time, familiarity becomes comfort, and comfort becomes trust. Affirmations grow from the inside out, not from performance, but from truth, no matter how quietly it begins. Pick 3 affirmations from today's list. Just 3. Try them tomorrow morning, out loud, slowly, with feeling. Notice how your mindset shifts, even in the smallest way. Which ones spoke to you the most? Share your favorite in the comments below. We would love to know which phrases you will carry into your morning. These few seconds of focus can lead to clarity, confidence, and calm throughout your day. It is not about being perfect, it is about being present. Start each day with power. And if this video helped you, give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more tools to strengthen your inner world. See you next time.